Hello and welcome. We are broadcasting live from Chennai right now, and there are fresh developments happening, and there's word coming in from the Madras High Court. Remember, today a report had to be submitted. An affidavit had to be submitted about allegations that some MLAs, about 129 of them, are being kept in confinement by the Sasikala camp in two different resorts. One of them Golden Bay and the other one close by. And that report has been submitted. After that, the Madras High Court has observed, and that's the word we're getting from inside court, is that if these people have been taken away without their consent, if they are being kept there against their will, then why have no spouses or children complained to the police or to other authorities? Akshita is joining us now with more details. Tell us more of what you are hearing from the court, Akshita.
A strong stand being taken by the Madras High Court. The O Paneerselvam camp would have hoped, Padmaja, that they would have gotten some sort of stand from the Madras High Court that would have been positive for them. But unfortunately, the High Court, in a very strong view, has questioned if the MLAs are being kept, in captivity against their will. Why haven't any complaints been made by their spouses? The OPS camp has come out to say that the MLAs are not being allowed to use their phones. There are jammers within the resort. But clearly, at this point, the Madras High Court feels that the MLAs are there of their own avail. They are not being held captive as such. I'm standing outside O Paneerselvam's residence. Any moment, any second now, Padmaja, he's going to be leaving from his residence. You see women all around me, all of them waiting to do puja for the Chief Minister as he heads to the Secretariat. No doubt what the Madras High Court has said, its observations will be a blow of sorts for O Paneerselvam, who has been speaking out about MLAs being kept at this particular resort, at the Golden Bay Resort, saying that they're being kept against their own will. He's even said that, there are goons for each MLA, ensuring that they don't step out, ensuring that they don't speak to people. But the Madras High Court, in a strong observation, has said that, look, if that was the case, why hasn't the king have spoken out yet? Why haven't they filed any sort of complaint? This is a petition, remember, Padmaja, by a member of a certain constituency, by a citizen who said that he was not able to reach his MLA, and that's why he filed this particular complaint. So this is a big development, something that won't come as good news for the OPS camp, who was hoping that the Madras High Court will take note of the MLAs being kept at the Golden Bay Resort and will act on the same, ensure a crackdown really by the police. The question is now, what next? Will Paneerselvam then take this forward as the Chief Minister and ask for a crackdown? Will he seek a sanction from the governor to take action? Well, possibly when he goes to the Secretariat, he could be discussing this issue as well. Many are hinting that in this particular meeting at the Secretariat, he will be asking for the MLAs to turn up for a meeting and thereby asking for them to leave from the Golden Bay Resort. So that is a possible development, an outcome that we could see from that meeting that is going to be taking place in the Secretariat any moment now. Once again, I'm going to tell you, of course, that we're expecting Paneerselvam to come out of here. He will be leaving any second now. He'll stop right next to us. We've ensured that we've placed ourselves at a vantage point because he'll be stopping here for a small, brief puja by these women supporters and then make his way to the Secretariat. Hopefully, we'll be able to put a question or two to him as well.
And we'll cut to you live then. Just stay with me, Akshita. We are going to stay live with you. But let's also tell our viewers that a second cousin of an MLA had filed a petition and argued her relative is not available for communication. That's when the court asked why aren't the spouses and the children filing a police complaint if the allegations are indeed correct about these MLAs being confined. All of this happening, but right now in Camp Sasikala, they want to take their battle forward. Very confident that today eventually they are going to get time from the governor, and this was revealed to my colleague Shalini Lobo by AIADMK spokesperson and Sasikala loyalist C.R. Saraswati speaking a while ago. Listen in.
Ma'am, we heard that the governor has given an appointment. Has he given an appointment today in the evening?
So far, we not got any news. Normally, I'm going inside. But whatever it is, hopefully, we are waiting today. Definitely, Honorable Governor will call us and give us a good results. Because democratic way, in a proper way, we are given our letter. So definitely today, we are expecting a good results from Honorable Governor.
Is that why we see so many parties, so many members of the party come here today, gather in front of the house?
Yeah, because we hope. We believe we'll get a good answer because we did in a proper way, ma. We are given a majority support for Honorable Chinnamma. So definitely today we'll be getting a good results. Definitely.
Ma'am, we heard that so earlier when a former minister briefed the media, he said that the DMK and the BJP is behind such a stall in chief ministerial candidate being selected.
Everybody knows. Yesterday, even in a press meet, our Honorable General Secretary Chinnamma said very clearly, people knows who is behind. Press people knows who is behind. Definitely they want to play. But one thing I'm telling you, nobody can split this party. Real cadres of this party who loves MGR, who loves Amma, will stand here only. People goes this, we are not worried about it. Real people are here. So definitely God will be with us. Our Honorable Chief Minister Amma will be with us. Definitely we'll get a good results today.
Ma'am, OPS is expected to leave for the Secretariat any minute now.
We are waiting for our results, ma. Thank you.
Even the hearing of the MLAs being in hostage is also going to take place.
Yesterday, very clearly, all MLAs gave a press meet. They are here very happily, and they gave the support to Honorable Chinnamma Amma. No confusion in that. If anybody wants to make confusion also, it won't happen. Thank you.
All right, and like we said a while ago, the AIADMK's official handle, controlled right now by the Sasikala camp, has tweeted saying, no one can create any hurdles. I'm not scared of anyone. I will succeed. Hashtag Chinnamma for CM. So they are still confident, keeping up a strong front. Both the sides are now going to pull out their big guns. Shalini, Lobo, Arshita both continue to be with us from the two big power and action centers, Ved Nilayam and OPS's house. Even as Paneerselvam is about to leave, quick question I want to sneak in to Shalini. Very significant that for the first time someone in Sasikala's team has actually named the BJP as well. So far we'd heard the cadre talking about how the BJP and the RSS are engineering this split and are weighing in favor of OPS. But today, C.R. Saraswati also naming both the DMK and the BJP as the ones responsible. Shalini.
It's not just C.R. Saraswati alone. All the ex-ministers who have been addressing the media here in front of Ved Nilayam have been blaming the BJP and the DMK, saying that they want OPS. Many allegations that they want OPS because OPS is in good terms with them, whereas Chinnamma would be a right ruler. Chinnamma would take on Jayalalitha's legacy forward. This is all a conspiracy to trap Chinnamma. They're completely ignoring the fact that here's a person who's been living in Jayalalitha's shadows for the past 30 years, who has no political expertise, who was actually expelled from the party, who was asked to leave this very house right here behind me by the former Supremo, late Jayalalitha herself. But the fact that she was with Jayalalitha till her very end is the emotional string that these people all seem to believe is the right reason for her to be the next chief minister. And now they're waiting for the governor to give them an appointment at the end. Today in the evening is when they hope. Now they haven't got the appointment yet, but they hope that they will be allowed to meet the governor. And this is exactly why we have speculations and rumors and suggestions from sources that she will be visiting the Golden Bay Resort. Now if she does that, it is indeed to get the MLAs and parade them in front of the governor, talk to the governor, show him that we have numbers and we should form the government. Padmaja.
Yeah, that's right. In fact, Shalini, while some cadre, some party leaders, C.R. Saraswati now may have been talking about the BJP's role, the centre has completely denied it. And also remember Sasikala herself, when she had made that speech, she had squarely blamed only and only the DMK for engineering the split and the sudden revolt by O. Paneerselvam. Akshita, is he leaving yet? Has the puja started?
He hasn't left yet, Padmaja. He will be leaving any moment now. We've been waiting for the last half an hour or so. He was supposed to leave at 12 o'clock, but it looks like he's been slightly delayed because of the number of supporters alone that have gathered inside his residence. It will take quite a bit of time for him to make his way through that crowd alone. The puja will possibly start when he's passing by. He's expected to stop his car, lower his window. They have pumpkins with them. They have coconuts with them. They have betel leaves with them. All of it with camphor. So they will be lighting that, doing a quick puja for him, and then Paneerselvam will be on his way to the Secretariat. The police also have been gracious enough to let these women come forward. They told me earlier that they've come together from Mylapore in Chennai to show their support for O. Paneerselvam. Interestingly, the MLA hasn't turned up here yet. They've said that they've spoken to him and have convinced him to join the OPS camp. He's not here, but all of the supporters from Mylapore have turned up here in large numbers. These women are wanting to do a small puja for Paneerselvam to show him that they are on their side, that God is also on their side. Even as, of course, we're seeing this massive war breaking out, Padmaja, this kind of support that we're witnessing here for Paneerselvam is unprecedented. Many of them coming together because they believe that Paneerselvam is a good administrator demonstrator that he is a humble chief minister and will be the right person to carry Tamil Nadu forward. So a number of people who've gathered here. Paneerselvam is expected to step out any moment. You can see the kind of security deployment around me as well. They've put up barricades, they've put up ropes to ensure nobody really comes in the convoy's way. We'll try, of course, to push across when the chief minister gets here. But he is going to be going to the secretariat, and as you also told earlier on India Today, Stalin is already there. We understand that Paneerselvam in all likelihood could hold a meeting and ask for MLAs to be present in the secretariat, and that will be a key development. If he makes that move, it's a very, very strategic move, because he will be trying to ensure that all the MLAs who are holed up currently at the Golden Bay Resort then make their way to the secretariat. As their duty, they will have to obey the chief minister and turn up there. So a clever move if that's done by O. Paneerselvam. There's no doubt, of course, that he will have a lot on his mind when he heads to the secretariat, because this is the first time in over a week that he will be heading there. This is the first time that he is heading to the secretariat after he tendered his resignation on Sunday, after, of course, that legislators meet. Tuesday, we saw those dramatic developments taking place. All through, he's maintained that he's the chief minister. Today, he will be taking the chief minister's chair to prove exactly that point. You see the number of supporters who've gathered here as well, Padmaja, many of them making their way inside towards his residence to once again, of course, show him, give him that show of solidarity. They've come from really all districts across Tamil Nadu. These are ground level workers, cadre. We've been seeing them coming in carloads and busloads, turning up here with, of course, a lot of boards, placards, posters, all of them invoking Amma's name, showing their support for O. Paneerselvam, and interestingly also for Deepa Jayakumar. Posters inside. In fact, if once we get in, we'll show you how there are posters of O. Paneerselvam alongside Deepa Jayakumar. So these two seem to be the emerging political figures of Tamil Nadu, Padmaja, really. Besides Sasikala Natarajan, it looks like she's facing some stiff competition, not just from Paneerselvam, but also from Deepa Jayakumar, who are being portrayed as one front, as really an alliance between Deepa Jayakumar and O. Paneerselvam. The two politically may not have spoken as such, but it's clear that the people want that, the people wish for that to happen. So you see posters like that, you see people selling pictures much similar to what you see at the AIADMK headquarters, people selling pictures of Jayalalitha, of Paneerselvam, of Deepa Jayakumar right outside here. So the environment here, you know, the atmosphere is alive. Paneerselvam is expected in a moment, so there's a lot of anticipation in the air. There are women here all set to do a puja event for O. Paneerselvam. So, you know, Greenways Road has really come alive this Monday morning, Padmaja.
And before we come back to you to get much more when O. Paneerselvam actually steps out to head for the secretariat, let's quickly play a reaction from the man who caused the first big tremor in the Sasikala camp, crossing over to OPS Mafoi Pandirajan. All right, in fact, as you can see, of all the people who are today coming to Sasikala's house, there are many who just spontaneously step up to us to try and express what they think, some even singing for Chinnamma. For them, they think they have this emotional bond with her after Jayalalitha. Okay, let me also go across to my colleague Akshaya, who in fact is joining us from outside the secretariat. Akshaya, I believe you tried to pose a question to Stalin as well. What did he say? And what's the plan for today at the secretariat?
Well, Padmaja, Stalin was here at the Secretariat for close to 15 to 20 minutes, and just few minutes back he left the premises. And when we were trying to interact with him, one question was about what was the purpose of the visit today to the Secretariat. We're seeing that O. Paneerselvam is also making his first visit after his resignation. So is there anything related? And he said, why can't I come to the Secretariat? Is it does it need a purpose actually? And the second question was about what is the action plan that the DMK is having in mind, and for that he said we don't have any action plan. So this is what MK Stalin, the acting president of the DMK and also the opposition party leader, had to say. And right now, Padmaja, would also like to bring to your notice that there are a lot of police officials who have come here, and also there's a high level security in place. Barricades are also being put up, and like always there are a lot of media personnel also here. Originally the plan was that O. Paneerselvam will be reaching the Secretariat by 12:30, but it's seen that he's still not left from his Greenways Road residents. So there's a lot of tension, there are a lot of expectations because this is his first visit, and only after he comes here will we know what exactly is he planning, because this is the first visit after 1 week's time frame, and also he's trying to assert the fact that he's still the acting chief minister of the state, and also he's trying to dominate and get 1 brownie points more than Sasikala Natarajan, who will not be making a visit here. And this could also mean that he calls his ministers back to the secretariat and continue the course of work and continue the administrative work that has gone on a standstill for the last 1 week or more, Padmaja.
Akshaya, is there any likelihood, because there were some whispers about how today might be the day that O. Selvam sets in motion his threat or decision, call it what you will, to turn Vedanilayam into a memorial for Amma?
Well, Padmaja, we've already seen that he has started his move of making the Vedanilayam, the Poise Guard residence of the former Chief Minister of the state, J. Jayalalitha, into a memorial. And this is not the first time we've seen that Dr. MGR's house also being converted into a memorial. Same is the case with Anna Durai. So this is not the first of a kind where a former Chief Minister's house is converted into a memorial. But this time around, we'll also be seeing that the residence is currently occupied by Sasikala. So this could be a counter action that O. Selvam has planned against Sasikala, and now she might even become homeless, because for the last 30 odd years she has been living with Chief Minister J. Jayalalitha at that Poise Garden residence, and sudden action by the government will mean a lot, which is not just being against Sasikala but also making her a homeless person for now, Padmaja.
Powerless and homeless, that's not a very pleasant place to be in, but for now they're taking solace in the fact that in numbers, the maximum number of MLAs are still with them. Full confidence, that's what Team Sasikala is now exuding. In fact, we have also spoken to senior legal minds. In fact, Soli Sarabji, former Attorney General, was one of the people who has been consulted by the government, by the Governor, Vidyasagar Rao. Rao has been questioned about his inaction so far, but when speaking to India Today, Sarabji said that no political motive should be attributed to his actions, and while the decision may have been deferred for a while, it cannot be denied. The show of strength, the testing of numbers cannot be denied indefinitely.
Normally, the governor has to act according to advice. But here the point is there is a Supreme Court judgment which is pending. In that case, Sasikala was convicted by the lower court.
Right.
High Court acquitted her. Now the Supreme Court heard the matter, and suppose the Supreme Court takes a view, suppose that she is guilty of corruption, then what happens? She incurs disqualification on Article 102. So then to swear her and then to come down. But the governor can't wait indefinitely. He can defer the swearing in. He can't decline swearing in.
So what you're saying is that essentially, since the fact of the matter is that the judgment is is just about to be delivered in a matter of days. Expected. So there's nothing wrong to be deferred for a few days.
My understanding is that it will be given possibly by Tuesday, Wednesday. If it's not given, then of course he has to, the House has to be summoned, floor test has to be taken, and the majority to be proved. But here the governor comes in because of this very imminent judgment of the Supreme Court, which will make it clear whether she has incurred disqualification or not. Incurred disqualification meaning if she is held to be convicted, then she incurs disqualification, Article 102. So for this short period, the governor, I don't think he'll be accused of lack of bona fides if defers swearing in for a short time.
In fact, remember earlier we reported how sources within the Raj Bhavan had said that the reason why the governor is biding his time, waiting and watching, is because he wants to await the verdict of the Supreme Court on the disproportionate assets case against Sasikala. But does that reasoning hold water? Here's what former Solicitor General Mohan Parsaran had to say about it.
Person has to be first sworn in as Chief Minister, and then that person has to be asked to prove his or her majority within a reasonable period.
Right.
So if Mrs. Sasikala is invited first, she has to be sworn in as Chief Minister. If the governor exercises his discretion in a manner that he feels that Mr. Pannirselvam should be actually asked to do that task first. He should swear in Mr. Pannirselvam.
And going by the numbers, you think that Sasikala has that number right now?
As of today, it is clearly demonstrable that Mrs. Sasikala has got the numbers more than Mr. Pannirselvam, much more. I think the governor actually must ensure a free and fair assembly session in which the legislators vote as per their free will.
On India today, a fresh plea has been filed in the Supreme Court seeking immediate swearing in of the Chief Minister with majority numbers. The plea has been filed by ML Sharma. Says that the governor should explain the delay and take this decision as soon as possible. So there is more, in fact, as far as the legal front on which this issue is being addressed. So the fresh plea is now in the Supreme Court and a PIL has been filed by ML Sharma. Meanwhile, we're also keeping an eye on what O. Pannirselvam is doing as of now. The petitioner has also said that these MLAs should be brought to court. All right, in fact, this is related to what is happening in the Madras High Court. A lot of fast-moving developments, but keeping an eye on O. Pannirselvam's movement is Akshita throughout. Yes, Akshita, what is happening now?
Expected any moment. You're seeing, of course, the roads being cleared up, all the supporters being made to be pushed to the corner, really stand in the side of the road. The road is being cleared for the convoy to pass. I'm standing right at the entrance of the gate. He will be coming through here and then heading towards the Secretariat. Pannirselvam, of course, will have a lot on his plate when he heads there. You see a car coming and, of course, many people will, of course, be trying to meet with the Chief Minister. Security has been beefed up across this particular area. The cops are present here. The cars are coming in slowly. We're expecting the Chief Minister to come out any moment now. You can see, of course, that this area has a lot of ministers who stay here. There are a lot of High Court judges as well. So all of them also being made to leave and clear the road before Pannirselvam does come out. As I told you earlier, Padmaja, a lot of supporters have gathered here. Women all around me, all set to welcome the Chief Minister with a small puja. So he will be stopping here before he leaves for the Secretariat. We've been waiting here for the last half an hour or so. There seems to be a slight delay as far as the Chief Minister's schedule is concerned. But we're being told by the police officials now that he will leave any moment, any second, which is why they're trying to stop all the vehicles on the side, push the supporters to the side as well. Heavy barricading here. Ropes are also being put up to ensure that nobody really breaches and goes in front of the convoy. So we're expecting that maybe in the next 10 minutes or so, Padmaja, he will be leaving from here. As far as the Madras High Court is concerned, that was a quick update that we also got for our viewers. As far as the Madras High Court is concerned, yes, they've said that the spouses would have complained if the MLAs were being held captive, were being held against their will. But a big development that Pannirselvam will be happy with is that the Madras High Court has also insisted that the MLAs be present in court. Live visuals that we're getting here now, the Chief Minister is coming out in his convoy. You see, of course, all the security present there. All, of course, the entire convoy, which is a 6-7 car convoy coming through, the officials all present there. The Chief Minister is coming out of his home. We're standing meters away, so any moment now we'll be getting you the glimpse of Chief Minister O. Pannirselvam. There goes, of course, the media van as well. He will be stopping here because, of course, you see the women here ready with their lamps lit, with, of course, their pumpkins lit with camphor as well. So you can see they're pushing through the barricades as well. The Chief Minister will be coming out now. You see the number of people who've gathered there, supporters pushing through, trying to meet the Chief Minister, trying to get a word with Pannirselvam to show their support to him. So, of course, a lot of activity happening here. Pannirselvam is in the vehicle. You see flowers being thrown for him, and there he is. There is the Chief Minister, O. Pannirselvam. All of them coming together to also do a puja for him there. Let's see if he'll also speak to us as well. Okay, all right. So he's refusing to speak to the media, but he's just left. These are live visuals that we're getting you from O. Pannirselvam's residence. He did stop briefly here to acknowledge the women who've come together here in huge numbers. You saw flower petals being thrown at his car. You saw, of course, these women with their camphor lit, all of them, of course, doing a small puja for O. Paneerselvam. He's now making his way to the Secretariat. He's expected to reach there in about 15-20 minutes from now, Padmaja. So Paneerselvam has left after a sea of supporters really greeting all of them with folded hands in his usual humble way. He stopped. He asked his driver to briefly stop after he saw these women supporters gathering in such large numbers right next to me. He stopped, acknowledged them, thanked them for coming together here. You see them also breaking the coconuts, breaking the pumpkins out here on the road, which is a standard practice as far as South Indian pujas are concerned. Look at the number of supporters who've come together here, all of them to show their support for O. Paneerselvam. They've been here for the last many hours waiting to catch a glimpse of their Chief Minister, of the man they've chosen to support, the man they've chosen to side with. They've been waiting on the sides as far when the Chief Minister came through, and now all of them coming out in large numbers. Look at the kind of crowds that have gathered here, Padmaja. There are many more right inside Paneerselvam's residence, but here too, so many people who've come together, slogans being raised, not just for O. Paneerselvam, but also for Jayalalitha, because they believe that he will really carry forward her legacy, and they feel that he is the right candidate for the Chief Minister post. So these are the kind of numbers that we're seeing. You're seeing, of course, Jayalalitha's pictures also being waved in the air by several supporters. An air of celebration here, Padmaja. O. Paneerselvam has left for the Secretariat, but the celebrations clearly continuing here at Greenways Road in Chennai.
Oh, fabulous. That's quite some turnout. And in fact, like Akshita said, he's headed to the Secretariat now, sending out two clear messages. One, I'm the man in command. I am the acting Chief Minister. And second, there is no political vacuum. So Sasikala taking claim on the basis of saying that there is a political vacuum doesn't really hold. Right here in India Today, we'll keep you updated with all the updates that are coming in, all the latest developments that are coming in. Now, fresh PIL in the Supreme Court as well, seeking the earliest swearing in of the leader who has the maximum numbers on his or her side. More on that and much more from Chennai.